Big cars, big money, men in flowing agbadas spraying cash in clubs. But behind all that wealth, blood and secrets. Welcome to my hometown Owerri in 1996. There was one name everyone feared: Otokoto. The hotel, the man, the mystery. Now picture this: a small boy, just 11 years old, hawking granules to support his family. His name was Anthony Ikechukwu Okoronko. That day he left home like he always did, selling boiled granules on the streets of Owerri, nothing out of the ordinary. Until a man waved him over. He said he wanted to buy granules in bulk. Offered him a chilled coke to relax. Anthony, this little boy, he was tired and hungry from walking around, and he drank the coke. What he didn't know is that the drink was drugged. That man was Innocent Ekeanyahu, a gardener at the popular Otokoto hotel. But forget gardener, this guy was part of a ritual cult called the Black Scorpions. Once Anthony passed out, Innocent dragged his body into a hotel room and he butchered him. He cut off his head. He opened him up. He removed his liver, his genitals, body parts used for what they believed were money rituals. The rest of Anthony's body, he buried him in a shallow grave right there in the hotel compound, just like trash. He didn't even care. Then Innocent packed the boy's severed head in a nylon bag. Blood was still dripping from this bag, and he headed off to deliver it to the man who had allegedly ordered the killing, Chief Leonard Unogu, a wealthy businessman, politically connected, rumored to be untouchable. While Innocent hopped on a bike to deliver the goods, his plan fell apart because the Okada rider, a man named Hilary Opara, he noticed something strange. Blood was leaking from his passenger's bag, and there was like an unbearable stench. As soon as Innocent got down from the bike, Hilary went straight to the police and reported what he saw. The police intercepted Innocent on his way back because the man was not around, opened the bag and froze. A fresh human head, a child. That same day, police raided Otokoto Hotel. When they dug up the garden, they found Anthony's headless body buried in the dirt. But that was not all. There were more graves, more corpses, over 20 dead bodies, some without heads, some without hearts, some buried under flower beds. One was even a man in a suit, full suit, carrying a briefcase. They buried him complete like that. Probably a hotel guest, who knows. At this point, people heard the news and they had had enough already. But just as the same justice would be served, Innocent Ekeanyahu suddenly died in police custody just 2 days after his arrest. Poisoned. Inside of the station, his food was laced. Till today, people believe that it was an inside job, an attempt to silence him before he could testify. But before dying, he had already named names, so they were too late. The biggest one was Chief Vincent Duru, aka Otokoto himself, the owner of the hotel. On September 24, 1996, a local TV station aired a now infamous image. Innocent holding up the child's severed head. That was the matchstick. Owerri exploded. People stormed the streets. Shops closed. Schools emptied. The Otokoto riots began. First stop, Otokoto Hotel, burned to the ground. Next, Duru's mansion. Cars smashed. House destroyed. Then they moved for everyone that was rumored to be involved. Piano Plaza, gone. Chibet Hotel, torched. Traditional rulers' palace, looted. Even top politicians and ex-police officers' homes were not spared. For 2 whole days, Owerri looked like a war zone. People were done watching their children disappear while the rich got richer. And then the police kept looking away. People were done with that. Eventually, the military governor, Colonel Tanko Zubero, he stepped in. He promised justice, set up a judicial panel. And this time, things actually moved forward. 7 men were charged with Anthony's murder. The first of them, Chief Vincent Duro. Next, Chief Leonard Unogu. Samson Nnamito. Alban Ajebu. Ebenezer Egweke. Lawrence Ebo. Rufus Anyanwu. This trial dragged for years, switching judges, stalling endlessly. But in 1999, Judge Chioma Nwosu-Iheme gave her verdict: guilty, death by hanging, all 7 men. But the legal drama didn't end there. Appeals upon appeals. It wasn't until 2012 that the Court of Appeal upheld the verdict, and not until December 2016, 20 years after the crime, that the Supreme Court confirmed their death sentences. That same month, Vincent Duru, Otokoto himself, was hanged in Port Harcourt prison. As for Unogu, he died mysteriously in prison before he could be executed. Then 2 others, Ajebu and Egweke, Yeah, both of them, they were eventually acquitted after spending nearly 2 decades in prison. No solid evidence against them, just hearsay. So they let them out. But the biggest win was the fact that people didn't just stay silent as usual. The Otokoto case changed everything. It exposed how far some were willing to go for money. It forced the government to act, and it made the public more alert to the dangers of ritual killings hidden behind fancy cars and hotel walls. Even now, if someone shows up rich out of nowhere, people still whisper, I hope he's not doing Otokoto things. Because in Nigeria, we don't forget things like this in a hurry. Let me know in the comments, where were you when this case happened? Do you remember it, or are you hearing it for the first time? And also, if you enjoyed this case, please follow me for more true crime stories, or look in my bio. My social media is all there. Follow me there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.